The following video is a re-upload. I had an incredibly egregious failure to read card effects and said some stuff that you cannot do with this deck. So I just cut that part out and I'm re-uploading it. So hopefully I didn't ruin anyone's perception of the deck, but I hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today I want to talk about the new Lightfang, Nightclaw, Galaxy Support. I think it's kind of crazy. I want to go over the new cards and just talk about some of the stuff I've been thinking about. I think there's a lot of avenues that open up with the new cards, the new purple being introduced into the Galaxy engine, and I think there's a whole can of worms that we're going to have to start thinking about and looking at in a second here. So we're going to go over the new cards first, starting with Moonmon from BT22. Your turn, once per turn, when effects place this Digimon's top stacked card as its bottom Digivolution card, draw one and trash one in your hand. The best thing I think this does for the archetype is it gives you access to a purple base. If you can do some jank stuff, you could probably run the Moonmon as an egg. I don't know if this will replace the Sunmon as the go-to egg for the deck, but it's an egg we have, and it is purple. We do have the new Lunamon in BT22. On play, reveal top 3, add a card with Nightclaw trait and one card with the Lightfang or Galaxy trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. In my opinion, this would be a nice replacement for the Agumon. And then the Inheritable says by placing this Nightclaw or Lightfang trait Digimon's top stack card as its bottom Digivolution card, draw one. So instead of gaining memory by shuffling your top stack cards, you can now draw cards by doing so. Great level 3 to round out our rookie count for Galaxy. This card, absolutely cracked. Lekismon from BT22. When Digivolving, if this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards, you may play a Tamer card with the Nightclaw or Lightfang trait from your hand without paying the cost. This effect can't play cards with the same name as any of your Tamers. So importantly, this is going to let us play our Koen Sayo and our new Secret Rare Sayo in BT22 for free. And that's going to be really, really important. These are high cost Tamers, and we're going to want to see them in the strategy. Also, the Inheritable says all turns once per turn when this Digimon with the Nightclaw, Lightfang, or Galaxy trait would be deleted by trashing 2 same level cards from its Digivolution cards. It isn't deleted. There's some funky stuff we're going to be able to do with this Inheritable that we'll talk about towards the end, but this is absolutely cracked. Finally having some protection on our stack aside from just Grace Nova having kind of pseudo protection that got around by quite a few things. We now have straight up deletion protection, which is really nice. The level 5 Cressamon, jamming when Digivolving, draw one, trash one in your hand. Then if this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of their turn. Nice way to freeze down the board. It cycles you cards. It's safe to go in for the swing, and it doubles up on the protection effect on the Lekismon as well. The level 6 that we get access to, BT22 Dianamon, Iceclad and Blocker. It's 4 on a non-Nightclaw or Lightfang trait Digimon, and 3 if it has either of those traits or CS. When Digivolving, this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards. You trash any 4 sources from your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer sources to the bottom of the deck. End of your turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend, and it has an Inheritable where end of our turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend. This is actually great on and underneath any level 7 that can evo on top of it. You're just going to get to unsuspend at a turn, prevent the clapback. You get to potentially bottom deck something as long as you can strip enough sources. Has Iceclad and Blocker, and it also doesn't punish you for swinging in for the check because you get to unsuspend end of turn. So you're going to get the check and you're going to get Blocker. Just an absolutely cracked level 6, and we're going to be able to do some really, really fun stuff with this card. We also, the last piece of support we seem to be getting, that's been announced so far, BT22 Sayo. Start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. That's already going to be lovely because we're going to be able to stack up memory in this archetype now. When one of your Digimon with 2 or more same level cards in its stack attacks by suspending this Tamer, Digivolve it into a card with the Nightclaw, Lightfang, Galaxy, or CS trait in the trash with the cost reduced by 2. So the wording on this card, unfortunately, is cracked. When one of your Digimon with 2 or more same level cards in its stack attacks, you can suspend this Tamer. That does not say it has to be a Nightclaw or Lightfang or Galaxy trait card in order to evo into one of those cards for free. So we're going to definitely be abusing that. Basically anything with an X antibody level Digimon, 2 same level sources. If you swing, you can evo into that Nightclaw, Lightfang, or Galaxy card. And there's just so much you can do with that, which we'll talk about. So things that I think were previously kind of sort of viable, but definitely become much more viable with the new support. BT17 Lobomon, the whole Ancient Garurumon package, is kind of really good now. If Kendo Garurumon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, or if you have a black or purple Digimon or Tamer, this Digimon can evo into Ancient Garurumon in the hand for a cost of 3, ignoring requirements if it Digivolve delete at the end of turn. Well, now we have Sayo, which has purple and blue in its colors, so if this evos on top of our level 3, well, we can just warp into the Ancient Gar play and that's really, really good. Also, this is blue, and we do have access to the 2 Lunamons that are blue, and then we could run Ukomon as the 3rd level 3, so we don't even really have to worry about the color conflict just by throwing in the Lobomon, and we automatically get access to a level 6 that was already really good in the Archetype, and now we'll be able to warp into it just by evoing into a level 4. That's certainly a power bump in my opinion. Also, in the same vein for hybrids, BT17 Agumon, when digivolving, if Burning Greymon is in your sources, or if you have a blue or green Digimon or Tamer, you can do the same thing with Ancient Greymon. You warp into it for a cost of 3, delete it end of turn. Well, Sayo is also blue. So if we lean into the red base of this deck, you can certainly run the Lunamon, which has purple in its colors. This can evolve in purple, and we can run the Coronamon and then Ukomon. We don't have to worry about the level 3 color conflicts, and then for the level 5 base, you could go the new Cressamon and the Flaremon. So this slots in seamlessly, and you get access to the Ancient Greymon, which you can warp into, get your damage, blow something up, and then probably keep momentum because it's a 6 memory play, and we have a mem setter and ways to gain memory. So really, really nasty. Also, if you can see a pattern here, Rikimon in the purple hybrid package, you can place a Lowimon and a Kaiser Leomon from your trash under one of your purple or yellow Tamers to digivolve it into this card for a Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring Digivolution requirements. Well, Sayo's purple, so if you run a purple hybrid package, you can warp this on top of a Sayo, and the wording that we talked about being really important for Sayo comes up with this because we have the ability to swing the Rikimon after we warp, as long as we have more than one Sayo or more than one purple Tamer, and then we can Evo into a CS trait card, so we can swing the Riki warp, Evo into Dianamon, and we're not forgetting the fact that Ko and Sayo still exists, so we can still suspend this Tamer and place the top card of one of our Light Fang or Nightclaw trait Digimon as that Digimon's bottom source, and then one of our Digimon may Digivolve into a card in the hand without paying the cost. So it's totally a viable play now to warp into the Rikimon, swing it, use the Sayo to Evo into Dianamon for 2. We are bottom decking one of our opponent's Digimon, and then we can tap Ko and Sayo to turn this back into Rikimon, and then we have access to any purple or yellow level 6 with a free Evo. So before, we were really only able to do this with blue or red, and now the can of worms has kind of opened up a little bit more. We can do this with blue, we can do this with red, we can do this with purple, and we can do this with yellow. So there's lots of level 6s on the menu that you can get into. Obviously, I want to point out, you can go into Venusmon. If you bottom deck your opponent's Digimon and then end on a Venusmon, that's a pretty good board setup, especially because you're basically going to be primed to go into Ruin mode next turn or do some other nasty shenanigans. You can do the same thing with Leviamon, so you bottom deck something and then you activate the when Digivolving. Especially if you're behind, you're going to just be blowing up their board. You have a security +1 threat, and when an opponent's Digimon's deleted, you're going to gain memory, so you're actually going to gain memory back off of doing this by getting the free Evo off the Ko and Sayo. We obviously have the Ancient Greymon, we have the Ancient Garurumon that are both valid targets for this, on top of just being warpable. The Ancient Greymon has purple, has red, so you could either go off the Flaremon into this, or you could go off the Rikimon into this. Ancient Garurumon's blue and yellow, so you could go off the Rikimon, you could go off of the Cressamon, which is just nasty, the fact we can do this. All of the old threats still apply to, so you can get a Hexablaumon or any of our generic blue good stuff. This Ko and Sayo is probably going to get hit at some point in the future. I just think it kind of has to at this point, because there's just, you have access to the good stuff in like every color now. The only things we're missing are black and green, which, to be frank, I don't think we're missing out on that much with a black and green level 6 pool. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is this going to be a problem? What are you looking forward to doing with this deck? I really wanted to play Dianamon Tribal, but there just seems to be so much nasty stuff you can do with this. There's lots of combinations I'm thinking about, but I want to hear what you guys are thinking about in the comments down below. If you think it's going to be a problem, if you think any of this is going to have to get hit, or what combos you're looking forward to playing in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Thank you to our channel members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, Coffee Deus, and DigiDane who make videos like this possible.